Konami, Konami, Konami. Where did you go? Once the name synonymous with music gaming, now the name synonymous with showing up late to its own party. The BEATMANIA series started in 1997, back when arcades were still jumping places to be, and this new PlayStation thing made for high-quality CD music inside a gaming experience. It was only logical to put the two together, and thus BEATMANIA, Konami's music gaming imprint, was born. You probably know some of its sister franchises: Dance Dance Revolution, Guitar Freaks, Drum Mania, Keyboard Mania, Poppin' Music. You might have even heard some of the music starting to play in your head the moment I said those names. Tracks like The Cube, V, Spin the Disc, and Paranoia. They're all here in a format much, much different from the eras and stage you're familiar with. And for many, it's a high barrier to entry. BEATMANIA isn't easy by any stretch of the imagination, and that's with the difficulty toned down a bit from the original Japanese versions. The mechanics are very different. The controls are strange and convoluted if you're using a standard controller. But honestly, why would you? Half the fun of a BEATMANIA experience is the interface, with some arcane piece of kit that serves one purpose and one purpose alone: making, assisting, and interacting with music. Whether it's a DDR pad, a Guitar Freaks axe, back when they were for Guitar Freaks, not Guitar Hero, a yard-wide custom-built pop-in rig with arcade-sized buttons, or this strange combination of a 7-button keyboard and turntable. This is how the game was meant to be experienced. Anyway, you hit the buttons in time with the music, with the white targets corresponding to the white buttons, the blue targets to the black buttons, and the red to a scratch on the turntable. Pretty simple, huh? The question then becomes, do you use two hands on the keys and then move one to scratch? How do you handle the transitions? It takes a good while to really get comfortable with the device, but once you've got it down, you can set a second next to it for doubles mode, giving you 14 buttons and 2 turntables to manage. Much like most music games, once you get good at it, the performance itself becomes art of the same caliber as the music. Sofia Coppola knows what I'm talking about. Go watch Lost in Translation, you'll see. This US version features 58 tracks, with most available in a 5-button mode and the expanded 2DX 7-button chart, with the latter offering up to 4 difficulty settings. Alongside a number of your BEATMANIA favorites are the requisite licensed pieces. I'd be fine without the cover of Toxic, thank you very much, but Virtual Insanity is always a welcome example of a Western hit done right. BEATMANIA has seen dozens upon dozens of releases in Japan, with the 19th 2DX version set to hit arcades in September. In the US, however, there's one game. It was released in 2006, it was packaged with one of the highest quality gaming peripherals ever designed, but it's still just a lonely footnote in the history of one of gaming's most musical times. Konami opened the music gaming floodgates almost a decade and a half ago, ignored the Western market almost entirely, and now they occupy a permanent backseat to the offerings of Harmonix and whoever's making Guitar Hero this week. And all I have to show for it is this really interesting, if otherwise useless, controller.